Okay, guys and gals, this is going to be a spoilers version of Book 4 of the Trials of Apollo, and we're going to cover all of the main plot points. So if you don't want spoilers, then my previous video basically went over the plot without the spoilers, and it doesn't really give away anything as long as you've read the first three Trials of Apollo book. And we're going to go into detail of the Demigod and Magicians series that was a crossover between Percy Jackson and Annabeth Chase and the Cain children from the Egyptian book series. All of which were by Rick Riordan, however you pronounce his name. I don't think I've ever heard it, pronounced. I always say Riordan. Anyways, now we're going to start. The whole exposition here is that those are giant ravens. I didn't say that in the last one because I didn't want to give anything away. And apparently Apollo cursed the ravens because they tattled on him on his one of his girlfriends cheating or something. So he had her killed, and he wasn't a very nice person. And he cursed the ravens by turning them black and making them eat meat. So, anyways, and these ravens, they were 20 feet tall. Anyways, so as I mentioned in the other one, the story starts out with Apollo, Lester Papadopoulos, and Meg in a hearse. Somebody had rented them a hearse, and apparently Apollo was able to drive it with his driver's license from New York, or his permit, or whatever it was. Anyways, they get attacked by ghouls. I'll see if I can find the proper term for them. Started with E. B, C, D, E. Urinomos. In other words, ghouls. And they have an infection. Poison claws, basically. Anyways, they are attacked by a ghoul. And so, of course, Apollo accidentally swerves and ends up airborne in a vehicle that can't fly. And they land near a picnic area where they meet Lavinia. Lavinia is a daughter of one of the muses, the muse of dance. Terpsichore. And so she's kind of gangly, and Apollo equates her to a giraffe, basically. Anyways, they are able to beat the first ghoul, but there turn out to be two more. And Tarquin, the last emperor of Rome, Tarquin Superbus, speaks to Hazel. Hazel shows up, and they have a conversation. He's able to talk through undead, and they have purple eyes. Their eyes glow purple when they're underneath his control, and he's speaking through them. Anyways, they escape to Camp Jupiter, and of course, Apollo gets scratched by a ghoul. Barely a scratch, but him being part god, he isn't able to be cured. Not even with unicorn horn shavings. Anyways, so his scrape gets progressively worse, and long story short, he almost dies near the end. But we'll get to that later. Anyways, so they have a council meeting, as the Romans do, and they have a funeral. The funeral rites for Jason, because Jason Grace died last time, and we find out that Raina sent. To get messages across, they have to use mail. The U.S. Postal Service, because the Triumvirate has blocked all communication, even cell phones and stuff. And besides, if demigods use cell phones, then it attracts monsters. Anyways, so there's that. With the help of Ella and Ella the Harpy, who has actually read the Sibylline books, they figure out some prophecies with the help of Tyson, and she's tattooing the prophecy on Tyson's back. Anyways, Lupa, the wolf goddess, talks to Apollo alone, and just tells him to be strong and to be courageous. And so, anyways, their first job is to go to Tarkin's tomb, and they do that, and they get caught. Meg thinks that if Tarkin is dead, then that will save Apollo, but she was thinking of vampires, not zombies. If you kill the master vampire, then anyone who was bitten by a vampire and was a vampire would, be free of the curse. Anyways, there's that. Anyways, they find out about where they find out their next course of action, which is to visit a broadcast station. And I don't remember exactly where it is. Sorry about that. But they go there, and they go to this place, the station. Except that this time, they take Rena. Previously, they had taken Lavinia and Hazel. And, of course, the two, Meg and Apollo. But this time, it was Rena, her two dogs, Argentium and, gold and silver. And they can detect lies. And they're mechanical. Yet they eat jelly beans. So, anyways. What they find is that the place is empty. But they climb up and then they get attacked by ravens. But Apollo is able to sing so terribly that he offends them and they go away. But they find sorry about this. Harpocrates. Harpocrates, which is a Ptolemaic god, and we're going to go into the Ptolemaic gods. In the Demigods and Magicians series, when Alexander the Great took over Egypt, Alexandria, he fused the Greek and Egypt religions, and so he fused some of the gods together, and they became Ptolemaic gods, which were both Egyptian and Greek. And this Harpocrates was one of those. He was the god of silence and secrets, and that's the soundless god in the thing. Anyways, they managed to free him, and with the help of Meg and Rena, they're able to convince Harpocrates and even the Cumulnian Sibyl, who is still alive, that their intentions were good, and that while Apollo had injured or had been a really bad guy towards them, they saw that he had changed, and so that was good, because otherwise he probably would have been vaporized. Anyways, both the Sibyl and Harpocrates, they die, or basically they give up, which allows them some closure. And they needed, all those for this summoning spell to ask for help from the gods to help save Camp Jupiter, because two of the emperors, Commodus and Caligula, were coming to take over the camp. I'm going to stop it here because I think I'm running out of space. I don't want to miss anything. So please watch part 2. Thanks for watching and have a great day.